Karma means action. Whose action? My action. Whose responsibility? My responsibility. Karma is the most dynamic way to exist in the sense. Karma essentially means, when you say, my life is my karma, it means my life is my making. Karma means it is the residual impact of all the actions that you perform. Karma does not mean that you did good or bad, it's not about good and bad karma. It is just that everything that happened to you in terms of thought, emotion, action and energetic reverberations, the residual impact is there as memory. When I say memory, your existence itself is memory. Without fear and guilt, there is no nothing. Without reward and punishment, there is no nothing. This fundamentally drips down from the fundamental idea of heaven and hell. If you are good, God will send you to heaven. If you are bad, He will send you to hell and burn you there forever. We must understand, however individual people might have tried to use it, karma is not about control, karma is about liberation. Only when you talk about mukti, we talk about karma. We don't talk about karma about heaven and hell. Karma means my action, my responsibility, my life is my making. So if you understand this, you will not be controlled from outside, you will be liberated from inside. When I say action, as you sit here, your body is doing certain functions, which is an action. Your mind is doing certain type of actions, your emotions are doing certain other types of actions, and your energetic body is doing another kind of action. So there are four dimensions of activity going on within you in wakefulness and sleep. But if you take just wakefulness, let's say from the moment you got up to this moment, how much has happened in body, mind, emotion and energy, and how much of it is conscious? If you look at it, for almost every human being, it's way below 1%. If we want to understand the consequence of this, let's say you get onto your bicycle and you want to ride for 10 minutes. In this 10 minutes, 9 minutes you close your eyes and ride. Well, we know where to pick you up, all right? So this is what it means. Right now, people feel that life is hitting them from various, they don't know from where. They think somebody from up there is slapping them in the face. Destiny means people are going to be any time for any human being where the external situations will be 100% the way you want it. It never ever will happen. But what is within me must be 100% the way I want, otherwise I'm a lost case. This is what karma means, that you take charge of all that you can take charge. There are a few things that won't happen in our lives. If we do not do what we cannot do, that's not the issue. But if we do not do what we can do, we are a disaster. Once you see my life is my karma, you will not be such a disaster. That is the important aspect. See, within us, as I said, this body is a huge body of memory, evolutionary, genetic, karmic, articulate, inarticulate, unconscious, subconscious, conscious levels of memories. You can bifurcate into many more strands. But essentially, what you know as myself is just a consequence of the memory that is stored within you, which is largely not in your excess, but it is playing out in its own way. The very way you sit and stand, the way you look, the way you behave, everything is controlled by your memory. Or in other words, in modern terms, let's say, this is an unconscious software that you have gathered within yourself. Whichever way the software is, that is the way the machine will function. If you want to go beyond this, then the existing software you must leave and either rewrite your software or learn to operate without software for a little while. If you want to rewrite your software, something different from the existing data which is already there, then you need access to another dimension of perception and knowing. Having said that, within us, there are different dimensions of intelligence. Well, in yoga we see 16 parts to human mind, but let me make it 4 for the sake of understanding and convenience. The first one is the intellect, which is the front end of our intelligence, because this is very necessary for our survival. If we don't have a functioning intellect, we will not know how to survive. When I say functioning intellect, essentially intellect is discriminatory in nature. It tells you what is this, what is that. If you don't have an intellect functioning, you will not know whether to go through the wall or go through the door. That's how it'll become. It is functioning all the time. This functioning is happening from memory. If say a child may try to scratch you will see a bird or an insect comes into the house, he doesn't know how to get out, he doesn't recognize the door. It tries to go through the wall, it tries to go through the glass window. So, that is happening because in its memory it's not there. But your pet dog or your pet bird knows how to go through the door or the window, whatever is open. So this is the same thing. Without data, your intellect cannot function. So anything that functions with data is a limited possibility, that it is functioning within those limitations. Memory is hugely empowering on one level, but it is also a boundary that now